Hello and welcome to Divinely Speaking Unplugged. I am your host, Divine Sunshine. Today's topic is, do you need permission? While doing a past life regression session, I found myself telling my mom, you have permission to talk to the spirits. You can ask them a question while she was under. And she was like, okay, she would ask. And then later on, is it okay? Can I ask? And then later on, is it okay? I ask. And, I had to take a breather. My Aries impatience tried to kick in. But I was like, I told you before, you have permission to go ahead and ask them anything. They're open. They're really willing to help. Like angels, you have to call on them. You give them permission to be able to do that. And it got me to thinking that, again, some of us, and I remember Sean of Exotropic Esoterica, had Esoterica, had told me that, a lot of us are coming from, especially us on the twin flame journey or light workers, come from the lineage of angels, again, like seraphim, cherubim, all those kind of things like that. And, some have taken on the charge or the mission to come to earth to be able to learn what it is for human, or to add and help a cause, or to shine light or whatever like that. But I think in some ways of us doing that some of us still have that angelic DNA of asking permission, about certain things. And sometimes that's also not even only that. It could come from also childhood wounds and the ways we were raised, and which is really inflicted in us that we have to ask permission, even authority of whomever. Excuse me. And so in looking at that, it made me think, how many times, again, that whatever it is of our background, whether it's past lives, other lives, what we have been in previous lives, or even in the past in this life, that we had to end up asking permission. We have to give permission to ourselves. And I'm finding that seeing that kind of like changed the whole thing for those of us that really think alike. Think a lot. And we do think alike because we're overthinking, we ruminate on things. A lot of this, a lot of looping, and it's mostly negative. We have to go ahead and give ourselves permission to say, okay, it's okay to be angry. I'm really angry at this thing. And then to feel through that thing. And I've had, even with spiritual friends in circles, soul circles, that I've had to tell them that it's okay to be angry at your parent. It's okay to be this, or it's okay to be happy. Some of us has experienced like in life that we were happy, but then, something in this childhood, something tragic happened, or it would be beaten, or something would happen in our childhood that, we programmed ourselves to believe that, hey, I can't be happy because when I'm happy, something bad happens. So we have to give ourselves also permission to be happy. Those are the things like that. Or to go out on a date, you might have with yourself. You might have to give yourself permission to do that. Or even going out with a date, they bring that to me too, with a person. Maybe you have gotten over broken, had came from a breakup. Or maybe a loved one had died and you're like, oh, I want to try again, but I'm kind of scared. What would Jonathan think? My husband, although he's passed on, does he want me to kind of start over again? But in my heart, I want to, and then so you have to give yourself permission to say, yes, I give myself permission to try love again. I give myself permission to open up my heart again. I give myself permission to, again, say that, hey, this job is, like I had to do with me, this job is not supplying me, or I feel like we're at the end of the road with this job, and I give myself permission to go ahead and find another job that's pleasing. Or again, this job is pleasing, but I feel that I've gotten to the end of the road. And so now I think I need to start looking elsewhere into another career. We have to give ourselves permission to say, again, even with our children, they say, okay, I can't give you this. I really wanted to go on this trip. Now you're coming up with this extra stuff for me to have to do. And now I've got to sacrifice. But you do this all the time. And I told you I really wanted to go on this trip. You have to give yourself permission to say, okay, you know what you're talking about, you really should have saved for that yourself. And so now I'm going to do something for me. And I give myself permission to do that. You're an adult now. I can understand a little child maybe, that, but you're an adult now. So those are the things that I'm saying about giving permission. I'm finding us that we have to do that. Give yourself, even for not even the negative things, but give yourself permission to be great. I give myself permission to give myself a pat on the back, or to even say, be proud of myself in the moment about this great achievement that I have. Some of us have to do that too as well. So I'm giving you permission to go on ahead and give yourself permission to do the very things that you want to do, or you've been putting off to do. And that's the message that I wanted to bring to you, is just, again, to give yourself permission to be the best person and the best version of yourself that you can be each day, and give your permission to say, it's okay if I fail or I come up short. There's always tomorrow, and there's always another chance for me to go ahead and to get it right. And I give myself permission to make mistakes when that happens, and not to put myself down or to beat myself up for doing that. All right. If you need a reading with me, go to divineunisouls11.co. Or if you need a past life regression session, please go to AshantiWellnessCenter.com as well to get that. As always, go out there and shine. Know that, again, it's all right. I give you permission to be divine. So until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Thank you for listening again. And namaste and namago.